Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I cannot believe I'm sitting down to do pregnancy vlogs and pregnancy updates again. It feels like just yesterday. I was doing it with my son. If you're new to my channel, I have a 2-year-old son, and this is the first pregnancy vlog for baby number 2. So I have so much that I want to tell you guys about. I want to tell you all about the whole TTC process, and then the 2-week wait, which is always so excruciating. If you are watching this in real time, we are currently living through like an unprecedented global pandemic, and so at the very end of the video I will talk about how I'm feeling now that I know that I am pregnant during that, and I will leave a bunch of timestamps down below in case you're interested in different topics. But without further, let's jump in. Oh, also, I'm filming in my bedroom. I normally film out in the living room when my toddler is napping, but because of the circumstances, my husband is home, my toddler is home, obviously. Probably hear him right now. He's not happy, he can't come in here. And yeah, so I'm filming in my bedroom. Let me just give this whole video a little bit of like time context. So today it's March 22nd. Today I am 4 weeks and 3 days, I believe. My turnaround day is Thursday. The first day of my last period was actually February 20th, and I've been making TTC videos and like ovulation videos for a while, and I've talked pretty openly about our desire to have another baby, and things just like kept coming up. Things like life things, and then like work dates and family wedding dates kept coming up, and I had mentioned that briefly in one of my vlogs. And our date for like when we wanted to start trying just like kept getting pushed back. We eventually got to February, and I was like, I can't wait any longer. To my husband, I can't wait any longer. And there's always gonna be something, like let's just give it a shot. And we don't know how long it's gonna take for us to actually conceive. And although it happened pretty right away with our son, you just never know. So we decided that we would try that next cycle. The first day of my last period was February 20th. And we tried when my ovulation date came around, and I was tracking my ovulation like very, very strictly. And I also just like felt very in tune with my body. And I'm gonna make a bunch of like early pregnancy symptoms, and like the whole like 2-week wait period, my symptoms day by day, and how I knew I was pregnant before I got my big fat positive. And like the point of all those videos is that I did feel that connection with my body. So I knew when I was ovulating, but even so, like it's just a nerve-wracking experience. So then we went to Arizona. So we baby danced during my fertile period, it was about February 26th until March 2nd. And then I'm looking at my calendar on my phone. Then on March 5th, right? March 5th? No, on March 6th, we flew to Arizona, and we spent a few days in Arizona, and that was so perfect because it was the exact period of time during my 2-week wait period where it was definitely too early to test, but your like mind starts playing those crazy tricks on you, and you're like, well, what if I just took a test now, and like it would ease my mind, but you know it's too early. So it was good to just be away and not test and just like be with family. So then we flew back on March 11th. We got home pretty late that night. Now, during that period of time, I was experiencing like symptoms. And again, I'll make a 2-week wait day by day symptom video. But I was experiencing symptoms that were unusual for me. But I didn't know, like, you know, your mind starts playing tricks on you. I was like, I don't know if these are actual like progesterone symptoms or if it's just my mind playing tricks on me. So anyway, 6 DPO was a stressful day. I felt nothing. And then while we were in Arizona, I did dream a few times that I took tests and they were all positive. And then I did feel bloated during that time too, like toward the evening. But again, I just like, I wasn't sure. And at 10 DPO, which was the day before we traveled back, I felt a little bit out of breath and definitely felt bloated. Then the day we traveled home from Arizona, I was feeling pretty stressed. Just travel in general is stressful. Then when we got home, it was really, really late, and part of me was like, oh, I could test now, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to like go to sleep and I'll test in the morning. Then right before I went to bed and I went to the bathroom, I had a pretty decent amount of black, like not black, like really, really dark brown discharge slash spotting. And I got really nervous. But I Googled it and Dr. Google had said that that was normal. That could be implantation spotting, even though I had a tiny bit of spotting on 5 DPO, which I think for a lot of people would be too early for implantation. But I don't know, for me, 11 DPO kind of seemed like too late for implantation, unless it was like left over from implantation like a day or two prior. Anyway, I was nervous, but I still didn't want to take a test because, again, like after a whole stressful day of flying and traveling, like the last thing, I went to go to sleep, and it wasn't so much that I felt like it was an emergency. Then the next morning, 12 DPO, I had some more spotting in the morning, some more like really dark red brown spotting, and again felt really nervous, but I was like, okay, I can test today, like we're home. This was sort of like the first day that the whole coronavirus in the New York and the New York area started getting like really scary. And so my husband stayed home from work, and I was like, it's perfect, he's home, like we'll be totally, like we're together, let me test. So I tested and it was positive on 12 DPO. Let me show you the test. So it's been a few days now. It's been like probably almost 2 weeks. So this test is a pretty faded, and it's been in front of the window, so it's like a little yellow too. I don't know if you can see the line, but tested on 12 DPO and saw a line. But then of course immediately started feeling really worried because I had this spotting. So again, I Googled it. It said that was totally normal. A bunch of symptoms hit me like a freight train on 12 DPO. And again, like because it's so early, I wasn't sure if it was like just my mind playing tricks on me, but I'm really in tune with my body, and like when I feel something, I feel it, like versus just sort of thinking that I was feeling it. But on 12 DPO, my nipples got sensitive, my boobs felt fuller, I had to go to the bathroom a lot, I was really thirsty, I had a little bit of heartburn, I felt bloated, and I just wrote down like all my symptoms kicked in. I just felt like everything hit me all at once. It was crazy. And then since then, so 12 DPO, I had a little bit of that spotting. 13 and 14, I was fine. And then 15 DPO, again, I had a little bit of the spotting. And again, I was really nervous, but it was just a little bit, and it had stopped by 9 a.m. And so I felt okay. And then since then, I've been absolutely fine in terms of spotting. And then for my symptoms, 2 weeks since I found out I was pregnant, I've had like all of those really early pregnancy symptoms, like full force. I've had a tiny bit of nausea in the past, I would say like a couple days, but I usually eat something, drink a lot of water, and it goes away. I will say with my son's pregnancy with Hugo, I had a little bit of night nausea, but that was only in, I want to say like weeks 11 to 12. I remember specifically that by the time I got into the second trimester, it totally went away. So I was really lucky that my first trimester with Hugo was pretty easy, and I'm like keeping my fingers crossed that that's the same with this little one. Oh my gosh, a little baby number 2. So the things that I have been doing full force in the past 2 weeks is I've been eating really healthy. So I've been trying to eat as healthy as possible, and that's because, again, I remember with my son, and it's so hard to not compare because it's the only thing I've ever known, but with my son, I remember entering into a period of time, it's probably the like late first trimester, when I started feeling sick, started feeling nauseous, and all I wanted to do was eat bad, like chips and breads and just like very carby food. I didn't want to work out. And I remember thinking that I wish I'd eaten healthier and worked out more in the beginning of my first trimester so that it could, I don't know, like see me through those rough weeks. And so that's what I've been doing this time, is just really making sure that I'm eating as like nutrient dense foods as possible, staying as healthy as possible. And that's like besides the virus stuff going around. I have been working out, like I mentioned. I have been doing a lot of prenatal workouts, and it's been so fun. I've been doing like doing something every day, whether that be going for a walk or doing the prenatal workouts, a lot of squats, a lot of lunges, all that good stuff. I've been drinking a lot of water. I have my big, like, obnoxious glitter Yeti. I go through many of these a day. I don't even know how many. But yeah, I just drink a lot of water. I made my first visit and it is for April 13th, and that's the current timeline. Let's talk about my prenatal vitamins. I am taking the same prenatal vitamins that I took all throughout my pregnancy with Hugo, before I got pregnant with Hugo, while I was pregnant with Hugo, and then afterwards while I was nursing. And the vitamins that I take, I get from Amazon. These are the Garden of Life, My Kind Organics Prenatal Multivitamins. So I take 3 of these a day. This is a new box. I get them Amazon, what is it called? Like Subscribe and Save, where they just send it to you every month or two. This has 180 tablets in it. So this lasts for 2 months. A lot of people ask me what prenatal vitamins I take, and this brand in particular I really love. I'm vegan, in case you didn't know, and I plan on being vegan throughout this whole pregnancy because I was vegan with Hugo and everything was fine, everything was healthy. So I plan to continue that in this pregnancy. They have a bunch of different, like they have a 1 daily, they have a raw vitamin. I just really liked this multivitamin. You have to take 3, which I know for some people is not the easiest thing to do, so you may have to look into different options. But yeah, really like this vitamin. The other vitamins that I'm taking are Mary Ruth's omega gummies. These are so fun. These are omegas 3, 6, 7, and 9, and if you eat fish, then you're probably getting enough omegas, or you take an omega fish oil supplement. Because I'm vegan, don't take that fish oil supplement, and so I'm taking this instead. And I get this on Amazon as well, and it's gummy, which is such a treat because a lot of the times it's hard to find like a vegan gummy vitamin. And then the last supplement that I take is this organic chewable vegan D3. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. It says Garden of Life, My Kind, just like my prenatals. And I take this because part of me thinks that I might be a little deficient in vitamin D, especially because it's been winter in the Northeast, and I feel like it can't hurt. So I'll talk to my doctor about that at my first prenatal visit. And I do have my first doctor's visit with my endocrinologist in April, the end of April. I think it's April 27th. And I had scheduled that before I got pregnant a while ago for all my thyroid stuff. My thyroid levels are fine, but I'm sure a lot of you have noticed I do have a slight goiter. It's like not the nicest word. I have a slight goiter, and I do have like a elevated elevated antibodies. So my doctor, my GP, wanted me to hook up with a endocrinologist so that they could keep track of that and make sure everything was okay. I know I also have nodules on my thyroid, so it'll be interesting to meet with him and just to make sure that all my thyroid levels stay level during pregnancy, because I know that pregnancy can really upset those. So looking forward to that. Oh, and I also wanted to mention my boobs have gotten so much bigger, and normally I am like a pretty, I would say like an A cup, full A cup, and they are definitely like filling out my B cup bras, and my nipples are super sensitive. That has been a huge development. Before we wrap this up, I'll just talk a tiny bit about the time we are living in. If you are watching this in real time, like I mentioned, we are living in an unprecedented global pandemic in the modern age, and if you're watching this from the future, it was a very bizarre, surreal, scary time. And when we were trying at the end of February, it was weird because like it obviously was a thing, but it wasn't, I don't know, because it wasn't here, I guess we didn't think, or it didn't take it quite as seriously, didn't feel like we needed to take it quite as seriously, and so we were like, okay, yeah, like let's try, it didn't dawn on us. Would we have waited if we knew what we know now? Like, I don't know, right? Like it's one of those like situations where like you don't know. So I feel a little nervous, but we're taking every single precaution that we could possibly take. We've been self-isolating since we got back from Arizona, self-quarantining. Jeff is the one who goes out to get the groceries. When we go out for walks and we come back in, we take off all our clothes and we put them straight in the laundry. I'm cleaning all the time. Like, we're doing everything we can to make sure that we stay really healthy. And that's another reason why I've been eating so healthy and taking my supplements, and we've been juicing a lot and like all of that just to keep our immunities really high. That being said, there's so little in the way of COVID-19 and pregnancy that I think it's scary, but I just don't let my mind go there. I just try to stay as safe as possible and try to stay like educated and keep up with what's going on. So that's how I feel, and we're not sure if Jeff is going to be able to come to the first appointment with me. Right now, my hospital is recommending that anyone coming in for an appointment comes in alone. Granted that it's my first appointment and like would be my first ultrasound. I don't know if that's like special enough, or like if they would allow him to come in. And the news is changing every single day, so it's possible that by April the rules may be different. We don't know. So that would be sad if he wasn't able to come and see the baby for the very first time. But that being said, like, we're really lucky and really blessed to be in the position that we are. We're safe, we're together, like, it's okay. He'll see the baby at some point. Okay guys, I will show you a belly shot. I actually took my belly shot on the day that I turned 4 weeks, and so let's take a look at that. So guys, for consistency purposes, I'm going to be wearing the same sports bra and shorts in all of my belly shots, and this is 4 weeks. So my that like line that goes from your belly button to your pubic bone when you're pregnant, mine faded for the most part. But like weirdly, I've started seeing it again. I don't know if I've just become more aware of it. But yeah, this is my belly 4 weeks out. I definitely like never like completely went back to where I was before I had my first baby, before I had Hugo. But that's totally okay. I have like some small stretch marks there, some of the red ones. But yeah, for being a toddler mom, I think this is like a pretty decent place to start. Little baby in there. Yeah, that's everything. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm sitting down again to do these pregnancy updates. This is the most exciting thing in the world. I love everything TTC. I love everything early pregnancy. I love everything pregnancy and baby. Like, it's so special, and this time in your life is so fleeting. It goes by so fast, and I didn't really realize that with my son Hugo because it was my first pregnancy, and you just don't realize. And I'm trying to savor and soak up every single minute in this pregnancy and trying not to like wish away anything. So even those symptoms that are uncomfortable, the nausea, the exhaustion, like I'm still holding on to those so tightly because they go by so fast. It sounds so like ridiculous to say. Of course, if you have those symptoms and they're incredibly severe and you have to be hospitalized, that's like a totally different situation. But all my symptoms have been pretty mild, and I'm just trying to soak in every minute because you blink and all of a sudden your little embryo is 2 and running around. So it's been absolutely wonderful. I am so excited to share this experience with all of you. You have all been so supportive since I've started talking about TTC and our desire to have another baby. You've all sent me the most encouraging messages here on YouTube and on my phone, on Instagram, on my phone, 85 years old, on Instagram. It's just been so wonderful. So if you have any requests, any video ideas that you want, please leave them down below, and I'm so excited to share this experience with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.